Here. What's up, guys? Happy Monday. 4/21/25. There was a game that has already happened. My bad. My bad. I didn't know that game was happening. Red Sox and White Sox. Walker Buehler looking old school Buehler-ish against those White Sox. But we still got a bunch of games for tonight, and that's what we're going to do here. We're going to open up the book, update the spreadsheet, draw out some projections, and maybe throw some slips. I know a couple people have requested more prop coverage, and I told them not only, but it's way more efficient for me to efficient, maybe not the right word, but it's easier to cover these props when there's a day, when I'm on a day stream, because there's actually props, at least for PrizePicks. Yo, open that up. Maybe we'll throw some cards together on the air. What's up, Riley? Or, excuse me. What's up, Brian? What's up, Cujo? What's up, Dustin? What up, Conscious? Jesse, Andy. Dude, low key, I came here. I was like, you know what? I might need another 10 minutes to get the stream going. So let me go push it back. And then I open it up, and it says 7 viewers waiting. I was like, well, I can't do that now. I'd be a jerk. I just got everything done that I needed to do, and went and got some water. All right. You believe in Joe Hendry. You gotta be careful saying his name. You know what might happen. Let's go big screen here. Hope you guys enjoyed your Easter, your Wrestlemania weekends. Whichever you celebrated, both more. I don't know. I watched Wrestlemania. I went in not really knowing much about the card. Like, I knew Cena Rhodes. I knew that. I don't even think I could name one more match on Friday. First night I thoroughly enjoyed that main event. Rollins, Roman, and Punk. That little double swerve got me, man. That was great. I'm not gonna. I don't like to comment on wrestling that I maybe didn't enjoy. I'm not one of those guys. But the main event was night 2. Maybe fell in that category. What up, Nick Creasy? Hit a 4-man parlay yesterday. Ozuna, Olsen, Ellie, and Mazzardo. Let's freaking go. Dang, what? So if that's an actual book, is that like 800 to 1? I don't know. I feel like Ozuna is always like 230. Ellie in that matchup was probably like 300. Mazzardo and Olsen probably got decent numbers though, right? I don't know. What up, Edwin? Hope you're doing all right. On his water. I haven't seen home run odds. I'm gonna be honest. I may not have been awake for more than 40 minutes. I go look at them though. Better props. Well, I guess I wouldn't be able to see the movement from what I'm looking at, but I'll see what it is. Home runs. Phillies. Nick is at 360. What did he open up at? Dude, 360 is kind of crazy. $10 into 1,000. Let's freaking go. That's huge. It was over 700 to start today. What? What's the story on that? Is it windy out there? A little wind to our left. It's Magill. I thought Magill's like reverse splits. No. What is that about? Or was he just mispriced to start and they went after it? Not reverse splits. Megal's just like extreme splits, right? Guess we'll get into that. Up Cam? Like Rice in the Yankee games? Yeah. Wow. That's really why it moved, because the Pope passed? That's insane. I can't. Let me get to type in this first game. That's actually that's blasphemous. I mean, that's the word. It's crazy. Oh my god, bro. If he homers. That was kind of a surprise for me waking up. I mean, I'm not one of those, I don't worship the Pope. But usually when the Pope dies, you kind of expect it. And homie was out and about yesterday, wasn't he? So, I don't know. GG's. I wonder who's next. But that's kind of a big thing. I remember when I was a kid, one of the Pope dies, and it was like pretty big coverage in the Northeast region. You got to learn about some of the processes, because I mean, I guess they keep naming old popes, so you probably go through a couple in your lifetime. But remember they had this like smokestack, and it was like blowing different colored smoke based on I don't know. Then he go black when he died. I don't know. Maybe I'm just making this up. Ronnie Simon is a Butchie. Meow. What, mama? What? Hello. What? Do y'all hear that? Cat is like on the ceiling over here. What are you looking at, dopey? It's the shadow, mama. It's the shadows. I'll go inside. All right. You guys believe cats can see ghosts? If so, I'm about to get. Hey, psst, get out from there. All right, sit down. I don't know. That was weird. She was spazzing out, looking up at the ceiling. Look what Trent said. Casty won't ding her, and he did. Oh yeah, I did see that tweet for Vladdy. Did you keep the dog? Yeah, she's in the backyard. She was inside. She's still very scared. Like, she's scared of me, but she's not scared of me. And she's like 50 pounds, so she's not like a little chihuahua shaking in the corner. So sometimes, like twice, I'll just I've just been working, and I look over and I call her, and she doesn't respond, or blah blah blah. She's getting spoiled out the wazoo. My mom's spoiling her, I'm spoiling her. But boy, is she scared of like everything. Like, I gotta like not make sudden movements around her. So yeah, I really think somebody was a little scumbaggy before me to make her that way. So twice I've made it a point to just go pick her big butt up and hold her, and I'll just sit on the couch. The other day I held her for like 10-15 minutes, because I really don't know how else to build a dog's trust other than hold them and feed them and don't beat them. And I feel like I can knock out all three, but it's taken her a while to get there. Max Meyer versus Lodolo out there in Miami. So I'll go see. Get a park lean. I kept her. She's a foster. She's locked in as a foster right now. I tend to not adopt. Like, my goal is to make these dogs ready for a home. Okay, so according to this website, the Marlins roof is open, which is the Marlins Park website. So I'm assuming that's going to be reliable. And that's going to make it around 80 degrees out there for Cincy and Miami. Now, it's still at Pitcher's Park, but the air can be a little bit more favorable for those baseballs to go flying. I'm going to give it a half a point of a weather boost. Nothing crazy. That's just insane that homie's odds are dropped because nothing to do with matchup, nothing to do with weather. Pope died, bro. It's Castellanos. I swear it'd be homers, bro. All right, so Lodolo, 15% K rate on the season, 8.7% swing and strike rate. Both of these metrics noticeably down from the 2 seasons prior, and there's a decent enough sample of 23 innings versus the last 2 years to kind of suggest that we could have a problem here. So let's go see if we can identify the problem. Not that it really matters, because I don't know that we're gonna run to pitch Lodolo, but we often do kind of look at teams against the Marlins. Marlins since the beginning of last year, a decent one in like almost a 24% aggregate K rate. Now I am pulling some meetings on guys with no sample size to kind of give us something to go off of, but they don't walk, they strike out. So you see a lot of pitchers go deeper because of that with swing happy teams, and their WRC plus as a team, 2 guys with positive WRC pluses against lefties since the beginning of last year. And I'll give Xavier Edwards a little bit of he's better than that nod, but for the most part, this is a team that you often do kind of look at for pitching. So we can figure out if Lodolo's gonna find it or not. That'd be cool. So far this season, Lodolo's fastball has a sub 20% whiff rate. Last year it was at 27%. So that's a big difference. We are seeing about a mile-an-hour decrease in velocity. Expected slug on that is 686. Last year was 413. So certainly looks like we can point at that fastball off the rip and be like, here's your problem. 205 expected batting average last year on that pitch, 305 this season. So this fastball not zipping like it was. Looks like he dropped some spin rate as well. 2273 average spin rate last year, 2331. So looks like the fastball's a problem. Let's see if he's at least looked progressively better or worse or the same game to game. Marlins lineup just dropped too. That's convenient. 10% swing and strike rating in Seattle. So we finally got that into double digits. We got to a 76% first pitch strike in that game. Was that just like a good result here? Lodlow, 6 Ks. And it's a baby game. Dude, everybody's having kids, bro. Trent Grisham got on the list today. We've just been seeing Bryce Harper, Shohei Ohtani. A lot of baby narratives. All right. The pitch types in these games: fastball 34, sinker, curveball, changeup, pitch velocity. Velo is actually lower than the opening day. Fastball was doing okay for him. The sinker was not. I don't know. We're kind of like jury's out in it here based on his season metrics. I think I'm gonna go offense first. Except Max. I don't know. Max Meyer's pretty good. 27% K rate on Meyer, 13% swing and strike rate. The expected ERA 3.89. We'll live with that. The Sierra and the expected, or excuse me, in the ERA looking pretty solid. So let's reverse look at that. Was Meyer the velo one? All the Blue Chew commercials, bro. Code Gundacker gets no. If you have a podcast and don't have a Blue Chew affiliation, bro, what are you doing? Max Meyer slider, his number one, almost about 90 mile an hour on the pitch, 47% whiff rate. 214 expected WOBA, 225 expected slug. Yeah, that's a great pitch for him. And then mix in a nice mix of fastball, changeup, sinker, sweeper. Can't be mad at that. What's the pitch report telling us about Reds and the slider? Only really just Austin Hayes. Well, I guess Ellie De La Cruz with plus grades, but they're not even like obscene. So, man, this is kind of four corners of I'm not sure, but I could definitely see every range of outcome. While we're here, though, let's update this Marlins lineup. Make sure this Augustine Ramirez. I guess we should maybe take a look at them. Jesus Sanchez only batted second against the Phillies, and now he's batting seventh. They are just pulling him out of a hat. Augustine Ramirez? Augustine? I'm spelling it right, yeah. Was he just not on DraftKings? Let's go look at him. Augustine Ramirez. Baby, there it is. They were getting it on. Ramirez in the minors so far, 286 to lefties, 250 to righties, hardly any sample, 3 bombs to righties in 16. That's encouraging. We elongate on the sample size, go to last year. Righty power goes to 14 in 370. Okay. 311 average to the lefties, 11 bombs in 106 at bats. All right. So since the beginning of last year, that guy's been a problem to lefties. So I'm kind of thinking a little bit of everything here. I think I'm gonna go Meyer 1. I know, prioritizing a pitcher against a team that just dropped 3 touchdowns, but then Reds, then Marlins, then Nick Lodolo. Like I could see a case for all pieces of this game. Yeah. Oh my god, dude, that Nico guy, I don't know. There was a point where I forget who it was. I think it was Aaron Judge. Years back, they were asking Brian Cashman about would he trade such and such. I think it was Aaron Judge. It might have been Aaron Judge if he didn't get an extension. And Cashman was like, I still have to walk down the street in the city. And it was kind of a joke, but it was also kind of like, he's kind of right. Some fans are crazy. How does Nico Collins walk around? I'm not hoping anything bad, but man, that's tough. I'm with that. It's okay to abandon a franchise if they F up. That was me and the Giants when Dave Gettleman showed up and started unloading every one of my favorite players. Like every one of them. And now that actually just kind of made me fall out of love with football. But maybe this season I'll get back into it since my schedule's a little bit more once a weeky. We're going to move on to the Padres game here. Scary situation with Luis Ariz last night. You know, when I watched that play at full speed, I was like, man, that's a hit, but I didn't really think it was that crazy. But sometimes it's the stuff that doesn't look that crazy that is the worst. So they like, he gets taken out the game. He might be concussed. Man, they were putting out updates like homie was in the ICU or something. I was kind of scared. I was like, you don't want to see that. So he's obviously going to be down. They travel to Comerica and they get to do battle with the Tigers. and maybe a good offense, a good couple of players. Spencer Torkelson, he's looking solid, huh? The successor to Miggy maybe doesn't come when you call, but he's always right on time. Nah, his bat's looking really strong though. Kaida Montero pitching for the Tigers. Randy Vasquez pitching for the Padres. Padres have a 4-run total. I forgot to do pitcher projections for the previous game. We'll do that in a second. But the Tigers 4.7. So that's, I mean, I don't think we've seen a Tigers run total like that in a while. We are looking at winds blowing right to left. It looks like it should have a neutral impact, but it definitely would not hurt your righty pull hitters that are a little more straight. So a guy like Torkelson that might be able to tap in and get a little boost to a long ball. Guess what I'm saying is if you hit it to straightaway center, wind pushes it left a little bit. Left is going to be shorter distance for home run. It could be a boost for the righties, both sides here. Vasquez a 9% K rate this season, 1.35 WHIP, 5.71 expected ERA with a 1.74 ERA. This is the poster child right now of luck. A lot of people ask how you could project a pitcher to be bad when he's been good. Well, numbers like this: a 1.74 actual ERA versus a 5.71 expected ERA, 6.83 WHIP, and a sub 10% K rate. We are definitely looking for him to fall. So we'll go to game log. Plate discipline is horrible. Batted ball. I mean, he said essentially a 6.3, a 6.2 xFIP in all but one game, and that one game he did was a 5.87. He has faced some decent offenses in retrospect, but the underlying metrics are still like super anti. 219 BABIP and a LOB of, I guess that was in our am I blind? Where's my LOB? There it is. 82% LOB. 3 of those games kind of elevated. Oh Jesus. 71 BABIP against the Athletics. That's actually kind of crazy. So yeah, that much contact with a 9% barrel rate will be a problem against a team that strikes out a lot. So if you're not going to miss bats, you're going to get into an opportunity for some of these guys to extrapolate their power. Riley Green, Spencer Torkelson, Dylan Dingler, 3 guys that kind of stand out the most. It's still a really bad lineup, but like I always say, major league level, bad hitting beats bad pitching, and run total kind of backing them up too. Padres coming from a series with Houston, which I think tapped into the pen a little bit yesterday. Pretty balanced though, not like crazy. Theoretically, everyone should be available here. No one's pitched in back-to-back days. Theoretically. I'm gonna go Tiger Substack because it gets kind of yucky at the bottom half, but I'm with it. And then Kaida Montero, 1.8 WHIP from him, 5.15 expected ERA, dipping into last year. Expected ERA is pretty rough. He's seeing more strikeouts this year. Can we credit that to something? Big Torque 500. Ed on Twitter was gonna go to the hospital, find him for blowing his parlay. Gamblers, man. Also, what did he have on a rise? If you bet a rise to hit a homer, you're just, you know what I mean? Like, what was his parlay? It was Arise is don't strike out, hit singles. Every now and then it'll sock you with a homer, but that should never be something you expect out of Luis Arise. Matter of fact, I think that play he got injured, he was laying down a bunt. 61.5% whiff rate on his slider, which has been his number one so far. Last year it was 25%. So big time increase there. Is there a reason? 84 mile an hour, a little bit of velo boost, not a ton. Spin rate 27, 26. What about our movement? Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I don't know if he was betting on him to hit a homer, but that's just kind of crazy. You know, I mean, it's getting some more break on his slider. It's just really, it's whiffing. It's whiffing. Padres are a low K team, or a harder to strike out team, I'll say. But one of their guys that was the hardest to strike out is not in the lineup. Might save yourself some pitches there. And looking at the grand scheme of this slate for pitching, Schwellenbach, Hunter Brown, Nola, we get some name value. Montero against the Padres might not like feel great. 3 bombs against Milwaukee. I'm gonna go Tigers substack for now, probably Padres substack. If you're managing a portfolio like a 150 and we get a travel special Padres lineup, I don't think 6.5K from Montero is like the craziest, but usually for me that's more of a bigger, just a slate where the upside of pitching doesn't exist. Meaning, if we do get double 30s out of some of these ace-like names, his great 3x may not mean a lot. But I'll say most of these great pitchers aren't in like the top tier matchups. Like Schwellenbach, maybe Hunter Brown against Toronto. We've discussed almost ad nauseum. Toronto could be the hardest to strike out team in the league. Aaron Nola hasn't looked like super pristine this season. Finally gets a price point to reflect as such. So may not be holding our breath for him to drop 30. Kevin Gossman against Houston, like not necessarily the greatest matchup. So there's a couple of spots here where some of these guys are bringing name value, but it's more from yesteryear than this year. So maybe there is a place for Montero. You get some strikeouts. But it is just 5 innings of sample size on that slider stuff. So I think I'd have to at least, we'll build out his projection, but I don't think I could justify giving him more than like a 20% K rate right now. But like the thing is, I don't think that's enough to disqualify me from considering him. Let's go 20% K rate with a 8% walk rate. Let's go ahead and catch up on these other guys while we're here. Lodolo, I'll give him an 18% K rate and a 5% walk rate. Pitching's kind of tricky looking at it. Like you just open up a slate and you see, oh, Nola, Gausman, Schwellenbach, Hunter Brown. Let's go. We got good pitch. And then you start looking, I don't know. Max Meyer, we're going to give him a 24% K rate. A 8% walk rate. Vasquez. We'll go 12%. Who's that? 123%. That would have been crazy. 12% again. And then real quick, we'll find some outs. He will rue the day. Yeah, I've been trying to get a home run card all season, but I haven't even got close. All my cards are just like 104, 105. But all those cards I do double down and like take the hits plus runs plus art, you know, those. And then I got a pretty decent hit rate on that. But no, that must feel like crazy to hit one of those. 17 and a half, 18 Lodolo, 17 and a half. All right. Lodolo, a little steam here. I'll go 15 and a half on Montero and Vasquez. Both of them a little bit of leans on the under. All right. Yeah, some of the probabilities on these home runs are crazy. What sucks is that have action on a guy that you need to hit a bomb, and he draws 2 walks against the pitcher that you need him to hit it. You know. Ow. All right, first 2 games punched in. Let's keep moving. I'm gonna stick with not putting a pitcher down for now. I'm kind of curious with Montero, but I also think I'm overvaluing 5 innings, and that's not probably the play. I do feel better about my Lodolo slight interest based on the Vegas lines kind of pushing both these pitchers. Like they got Lodolo basically implied for 6 innings, which might help for his quality start bonuses. I'm gonna give him 2 on that. I'm gonna give Max 1. I'm gonna leave that alone. Yeah, the righty pool should definitely, and Tatis top of that list. Looks like a good spot for him. He crushes the slider. Yeah, home runs. Actually, I don't even care about home runs. Let's go to. I just want that game actually. I'm not gonna say they're disrespected at 4 runs here, but I kind of feel like what are we respecting on Montero? Unless they know something we don't with the lineup and travel and no arise. I guess they're not like a 10-run offense all the time anyway, but man, going out the pen for Detroit. Tommy Kahnle has thrown 3 of the last 4 days, so I guess technically he could be available today since he's had a day of rest, but 3 of the last 4 days with a blown save and 18 pitches yesterday. Probably not. Kenta Maeda is on deck. So you might see Kenta. I don't know, man. I feel like the Padres not getting enough juice, but I get it, I guess. Yeah, that's why I had Meyer at the top of my interest list for that game. Let's move on. 7 p.m. Cardinals. Getting a few lineups bleeding out right now. That's good. You guys see that Ronald Acuna tweet? Jesus. After Jared Kelenic hit he basically pimp jobbed a double thinking it was a homer and got thrown out at second, which is something we've literally seen Ronald Acuna do. And when Acuna did it, he got benched. And Acuna replied to a tweet, kinda, you know, hey, he didn't say nothing to Kelenic. And Skipper was like, was I supposed to? And Acuna was like, yeah, I would have got benched because you did. What up, Justin Sports? Yeah, I saw Flaherty this morning too. And I took one more house value name pitcher away. What's up, Don? Teams I'm looking for stacks today: Philly, St. Louis, Cincy, Padres, Numb. Oh, the Mets, right? NY Mets. Those. Yeah, I don't mind those calls, Don. The MLB website has the roof open, which if true will be a bump to those hitters anyway. Some of that Miami hot air. Cardinals lineup is not this lineup I just typed because I'm an idiot. What was I doing? I was typing Cardinal. Why did I? Jesus H. This mental fog, y'all. Wasn't sure if I was gonna. Yeah, I've been telling y'all, I've been kind of seeing water fasts on my timelines and stuff, and I'm like, man, could I do that? Could I? Would I be strong enough to do that? Just for the heck of it. So I'm technically on day 3 or 4 now. I forget, but like I'm just getting over. Like I didn't want to do anything but sleep the last 2 days, and apparently that's part of it. All right, Phillies and Mets. I don't know why I put Cardinals in there. I think the Cardinals came out while I was typing it. Nola taking on Miguel, which also means I don't have any ghosts in my system. 1.66 whip for Nola this season, a 12% swing and strike rate, 1-4 K rate. Some metrics look good. The results do not. The walk rate to lefties is certainly an issue, and so is the average in home runs allowed to lefties. So go under the hood here on Aaron Nola, figure out why he's off to one of the worst starts of his last couple years. Yeah, he didn't see him pimp it, man. It's a bad look, that's for sure. That's how the freak you get thrown out a second. 367 and a 387 BABIP to both sides of the plate. It was a little unlucky. The 454 xFIP though, I guess that's what happens when you walk 11% of hitters. Let's go check out our pitches. Wrong website. Where we at? Right here. Miami first 5. I could get down with that. I think Meyer's pretty good. An increase in his knuckle curve whiff rate, a decrease in his fastball whiff rate. Everything else is kind of the same. The 4-seamers lost about 1 mile an hour versus last year. So far, like I said, it's not unusual to see pitcher start with low velo and build up as the summer comes. And we're talking, you know, Philadelphia. Those 4-seamers getting hit up. 659 slug, expected slug. 405 expected WOBA. So you just got to find a way to get that fastball perform a little bit better. The price point here is pretty tempting, but the matchup is not. I don't know how we feeling this. It's one of those not warm and fuzzy to stack the Mets, but 8.3 Aaron Nola. It does look like some stuff should come back his way. But the walks to lefties are kind of scary. And we've really seen that surface in the last 2 games. But I think the price is too low to not get some shares here. So this might end up definitely being a 4-corner game. 2 good offenses, in my opinion. 2 decent to good pitchers. Megill is a guy that I try to keep away from lefties if I really want to play him, and the Phillies will offer up a few really good lefties, at least 2, 3 if you are liking this Bryson Stott season. He hasn't let him over the wall much against lefties the last 2 years, but he does walk them quite a bit. And the line drive rate so far this season is pretty high. So I know no matter what, this is going to be a 4-corner spot. It's just a matter of ranking them out. Because of the run total, because of the weather, I think I'm going to lean pitchers before I get to offenses. And I think Bryce, I think I'm going to go Nola, Tyler, Megill, and Phillies because they're flatter as a stack, and then Mets. A little bit of everything. 5.5 with 3 walks. Yeah, let's put that in. Nola, we're gonna give him a. He's still getting strikeouts. I'm gonna give him that 24.5. Megill, I'm gonna give him 24. The walks are I want to give him a little bit of a break because that's not really a problem historically, but it is back-to-back games, so you gotta shake out of it. I think I'll give him a 9% walk rate, and then Megill, give him a 9% actually. Who are we working with on outs? 17.5, 15.5. Megill's not long for this one via Vegas. I'll give Nola 1 quality start point. That does give me 5.8 gauge for Nola. Just about 5 for Megill. What's the line on Nola? Jesus. Oh, he's at 5.5. We don't even have a line. We're just betting the goblin. Mind goblin. Five and a half. Yeah. I'm slightly above, but still within decimals. Cool. All right, yeah. All right, now we can type up the Cardinals gun. Let's go. Out there in Atlanta. Gianovan. I think I put some cards together, but I'm not getting like no warm and fuzzies here. But like I said, I don't really care. I'll just spray 20 cards. I've been doing $21 cards every day, cashing like 2 out of 20 and profiting. It's so stupid. These cards have mainly just been correlated in-game stuff. And I have a feeling I'm gonna go back to that Detroit game and kind of load up on like Tatis, Torkelson, people like that, make some stuff happen. I've been spraying all those cards in the Discord as well. I don't expect people to run all those cards, but I do post it in case anybody's like actually curious what I'm leaning on or looking for individual props. Now, I don't do it every day because I don't spray and pray props every day, but I feel like today I will. Also, does anybody play on Underdog versus PrizePicks for baseball? Do you like it the same? The more we just start playing both of them. I do kind of like their layout a bit. I guess my main beef with PrizePicks is the boosted odds. You really don't know what they are. Like you don't like you're obviously getting different odds for homers, but it's not one like it's not all the same. If I go bet Harper, and I'm not complaining, you just don't know what it is. Like if you go bet Harper and I don't know, a Nick Allen or Homer, obviously Nick Allen's giving you better odds, but you don't actually know the number on it. And obviously that's advantageous for them to do it, but it sucks. I don't like it. I don't like it. 3.7 run total for the Cardinals. That's really low. Spencer Schwellenbach, good. 23% K rate so far this season. Last year at 1-4. Incredible swing and strike rate for him on the season. He is facing a Cardinals team that's kind of half and half. We got 4 guys in his confirmed lineup that don't strike out much, and then 5 guys that do. So I'm willing to kind of look past that and just hope that he strikes out the guys he's supposed to strike out and steals one throughout this lane as he keeps it going. So without a doubt, Spencer Schwellenbach, the top of my interest ranking for the game. And then we got to look at this Braves offense against Eric Fetty and a 5.1 run total. What would be backing up Eric Fetty today? So let's go look at the Cardinals bullpen. Looks like anything could be available. Obviously, if you get to Helsley, that's your guy. But past that, nothing in his bullpen kind of scares me. So we're gonna go Braves 2 without a doubt, and then Fetty. Probably not. Cardinals, probably not. But if there's a weakness in Schwellenbach, dip it into beginning of last year. It's homers to lefties. Nootbaar, Donovan, Burleson. One of those guys might send one over the wall, and I assume Schwellenbach's going to have the highest concentrated ownership of any player on the slate. So it might be fun to get a little lefty sub stack from the Cardinals in deeper tournaments, yeah. So let's say Cards Substack in deeper DPP. Typing's the thing. What up, Quinn? You play Underdog a little more than PrizePicks? Yeah, I might have to give it a shot. Fade Nola, Dustin. I definitely don't mind that. I do think it's a spot where if you fade him, you probably double leverage it and grab like a Soto or a reason for failure, right? Because at 8K he really needs to fail on a short slate. So how does he do it without getting a blister in the second inning and getting taken out? You know what I mean? So maybe a Soto or a Lindor or Alonso's been so good this season. Maybe one of those 3 or all 3, but yeah. Underdog doesn't have the push lines. They just increase or decrease the multipliers depending on. Do they list the multipliers or no? Ryder got options, so we're switching our pitching in that game. Kreidler. That changes. Oh no, I'm thinking Kiter the pitcher. We're talking about Ryan Kreidler, the hitter. My bad. Oh, they do list the multiplier, like the actual. Let me go log in real quick. MLB. So they do, okay. Do we get like homer props? Can you bet homers on players? Oh, you can. Flyers 3.08x. Oh, bro, that's so much more convenient than. Oh. 5.4x. Ah. Yeah, I might have to do some exploration. MLB combos. Wait, you can move this line for 2x. That's kind of fun. I might have to dabble with that. Maybe not on the fly while I'm live, but that helps a lot. I want to see the multipliers. I do. And that helps me for this tab I'm working on in the spreadsheet. Alt lines. So PrizePicks does have like an alt line thing, but again, it doesn't show you what you're getting in return. It just Green Goblin or whatever and Demon. Dang, Jesse. Dang, Jesse. That's crazy. All right, I think we're pretty in line on that one spot. All right, got 2 games left, and then we'll swim around. I did hear. I think Jake was telling me that three pick on Underdog pays better than 3 pick on PrizePicks. I had a deal with both sites years ago, and then I've reached out to both sites this year, and I can't get a reply from a human being to see if my code and all that is still like in the system. So Underdog or PrizePicks, if you're watching, let me know. Although at this point, everyone's already got an account with both sides, so it really wouldn't matter. We need some new fly-by-night company passing out affiliate deals. Hunter Brown twirling the seams up against Kevin Gausman. This could be a good pitching matchup if Gausman's bringing it. Gausman at 10.7% swing and strike rate on the season, 22% K rate. Hunter Brown 25% K rate, almost a 12% swing and strike rate. And now we put that to the test as the Blue Jays, not known for striking out. This year, the Blue Jays strike out the least in all of baseball against right-handed pitching. Houston, a little below league average at 23%. So it is not an upside spot, but still a good pitcher. 9K on a what's starting to feel more like a shallow pitching slate. Do we still muscle our way north of 20 fantasy points? I think if we can do that, we're in play. He's given you 6 innings, a quality start every game so far. But absolutely think he's still in play. but this may not be the 8 strikeout matchup, you know. So we're playing him on his metrics, not the matchup. And then Kevin Gausman has been a little up and down. Hey, at least the Rangers spend money. I was looking at that the other day. Something came up on my timeline about the how unbalanced the NL versus AL is in terms of good teams. Now, I don't think we're anywhere close to blowing up the conferences, but it is a little like Western Conference, Eastern Conference from 10 years ago. Ooh, stuff plus on Kevin Gausman. A little above average. Every game but the Mets game, double-digit swing and strike rate. That's good. But as somebody whose team is in the much less talented division, keep the divisions, bro. It's not our fault. Keep the conferences, god dang it. 391 xFIP. And again, a lot of it from his first 2 games starting rocky, then at Fenway and Atlanta coming back down. I think Gausman might be in play. Braves are cheap. Yeah, y'all are cheap, but it almost worked out getting Albies and Acuna for those deals. It's just unfortunate injuries, yeah. But I feel like the Braves market is too big to be cheap. They should spend up. Letting Fried walk, you know, I appreciate it, but no. So the most glaring difference this year to last year for Kevin Gausman has been the splitters performance. In terms of whiffing, 19% whiff rate this season, 33% last season. What, mama? Expected WOBA was still fine. Expected slug could be better. But we're looking for K's. What, mama? What? Hello? Yeah, my cat never does this. I swear. Ever. And she's just spazzing the freak out today. No sinker, huh? It's just a 3-pitch pitcher. That's probably going to diminish some Ks overall too. That also might be why the splitter's not whiffing as much. It's easier to pick it up when you're only Jordan Alvarez is gonna be a problem. Looking at the pitch report, he ain't been throwing the slider that much, yeah. And 11% this season, so that's a 2-pitch pitcher with nothing in between. So I guess that's why strikeouts are not what they were. Nothing worse than your favorite team having a cheap front office. That's facts. That is facts. Because it's hard to go all in emotional investment when they just let the players you've grown to be. I'm blessed in that regard, I guess. I still think we're going to land Gausman at the price think there's a case for an Astros full stack. Hunter Brown's been super solid though. I'm gonna go Blue Jay sub stack, and it really would just be who could turn around his fastball. Maybe a Vladdy Santander, but that's how we're ranking that one out. We'll put in some K rates here. By the way, we didn't do Fetty. Fetty, we're gonna give him 17%. Hello. What the freak are you doing, ma'am? She never does that. That is insane to me. Did y'all just see the cat? That was crazy. I don't know, man. They say cats can see spirits, bro. There's somebody in here going crazy. Fetty, we'll give him a 16%. Spencer, we'll give him go 24. Fetty walk rate. Jesus, go 12%. Schwellenbach, 5%. I think ATL is chalk. Yeah, probably at that run total. Easily, yeah. The Tigers are number 2 in run total. I mean, that's kind of wild. $17.5. They're giving Fetty a shot at 17.5 though, so I don't want to have to do it, but I will say I don't know what I'll say. He hasn't died or been dying, but I don't know. That's a lot of love for the 70 degrees, a little bit of humidity. Those lineups just came out. We'll swing back and fix it. I'm gonna tighten up pitching projections, and we'll go from there. I'm gonna go 22 on his K rate with a 6% walk rate. Then for Brown, we're gonna go 25 with a probably a 6.5. $18.5. We'll go 18 for Gossman. 18. We'll go 18 and 18. And we'll give Gossman one. I'll give them both 2 points towards a QS since they're both getting 18. That's half of 4. Oh, Larry? Is it? Do we have just like a lot of Braves fans in here? Is that the secret team? Brewers and the Giants, your main event. I guess before we do this completely, we'll do a pause for the cause and remind you guys that throughout these streams, you've been watching me fill out the spreadsheet, which has been something I've evolved over the last 10 years as my daily research aid to attack these slates for DFS and now for prop betting. And it is something that you guys can access with a membership to MLBgrind.com. In addition to the index portal, once I get done filling out this pitcher projections, we'll have pitching projections, we'll have stack ratings, and projections for both sites for fantasy. If you want to copy and paste, put it in a CSV, upload it. The pitch report, the bomb detector. Got a couple of fun tools that have built out a legacy, and you guys are welcome to it as a thank you for supporting the stream, supporting the site with a subscription. In addition to this, we also have the MLB Grind Discord, where Not only did we sweat baseball, but some nights our boy Rich finds ducks and asks us for advice on what to do with ducks. This is literally something that happened the other night. He said he was walking into his apartment and there was 2 baby ducks and he didn't see a mama. But I think I think now we've gotten the ducks where they need to be. Shout out ducks. All that's behind the paywall. MLBgrind.com. Click premium memberships. So I've learned that it is a subscription, like a subscription. If you ever want to stop it, just be like, "Yo, Gun, here's the email I signed up with it," and then boom, we kill it. It'd be custom out. I don't know how to do all this stuff. I just know how to cancel it. No rights for the Yankees. Did I miss that game? That game on the... Is that just some random game? Wait, what did I do? Oh, that's... Game's at 6:10. I didn't type that game up. I need to go back and type it up, but I guess that's not on the main slates on either site. So I guess I'll put it at the bottom. My bad, chat. How did I miss that? Right? That's not on PK. 6:10 Eastern. I guess they just missed it by 40 minutes. We'll put it at the bottom of this spreadsheet. Hey, Atlanta. Hopefully Atlanta GM's not here, or maybe he should be here. I don't know. It's getting absolutely torched. Have you seen that one Twitter account? Is Nico Collins a I don't support. But there's a whole Twitter account. Is Nico, not Collins, is Nico Harrison a B today? And every day, it's just like, yep. He's such a good Twitter account, bro. Once a day out here tweeting. Oh, it's so funny to me though. We should have thought it, dude. That's such a good account. If I was him, I'd be like, I'm not even mad, dude. That's actually kind of funny. Once a day reminders. Quinn Priester taking on Robbie Ray. Priester on Pope RIP day. Which I want to bet Castellanos. 20% K rate on him with a double-digit walk rate to boot. He's out there in Oracle. Not likely going to be somebody I actually want to play, but if we look into a broader sample size last season, it's still somebody I don't want to play. But we do get a decline in barrel percentage, so I guess we start things off with a little bit of Giants interest. I feel like y'all know each other, so I'm gonna let y'all at it. I see y'all names for years, so just don't cross any lines here. You know what I mean? Giants, Robbie Ray. So Robbie Ray, 1-4 K rate, facing a Brewers team that is a little bit scary, but they're not getting a ton of love on the run total. I do think that makes me at least have to consider Robbie Ray at 7,500. Historically, a guy that strikeout or home runs, and that's kind of been what we've had this season, strikeout or home runs. This park should help that a little bit. Looking at this Brewers team for power against lefties, William Contreras, obviously the guy, Rhys Hoskins as well. Yelich and Churio certainly have power against lefties, so I don't want to leave them off that list. We'll see what this lineup looks like. I feel like Churio leads off against a lefty. I pulled this projected from Labs, and they got Turang in a leadoff spot. So Turang has led off, but I feel like against a lefty, you go Churio, Yelich, and then you might see Turang in the 9 hole, which would make your 1 through 4 a little more strong, I think. So I'm gonna go with some Ray Then we'll go Brewers. Don't think we're getting a Priester like at all. Yeah. Yeah. They walked like since the beginning of last year, but yeah, this year they've been a little bit more aggressive. You might expect them to pick it up some, but I don't know. I think the price on DK, I'd take some stabs. I hope I get bailed out by the park a little bit. So let's bust out. Let's go 20%, 24%, 20% fair. Is walk rate 10%. Might even go 12%. And we'll go 11%. And then for Robbie, god dang, bro, a 25% walk rate is insane. I'm gonna go 12 and 14 until he can prove otherwise. Walks allowed. What they got on Robbie Ray is juice on the under 2.5. So yay. 16.5. They're not giving a lot of steam to go deep. They'll go 16.5 and 15. Wait, did they got Priest? No, I got that backwards. A little spicy in chat. Saddle down. Did I miss anybody say anything else though, right? I got triple threat going. Yeah, against Priester. A little bit of a big swing here. We haven't seen a homer allowed yet to lefties from Priester, but we gotta assume that's coming. His ground ball rate could stifle some good. I like this. We're not playing Priester, right? Like, how often does this park bail him out? 21 against Detroit, and then Colorado. So I mean, that's probably why his lefty metrics look so good right now. Detroit don't really. Their best players aren't lefty, and Colorado sucks, right? So think about that, and then we put him against this lineup. I can feel a little bit better about leaning into last year's lefty splits, but he still had a 58% ground ball rate. So yeah, I don't think I'm playing Priester. Triple Alley. This is a passionate combo, dude. I'll put it in AI. The four-way combo now. Y'all know each other though. Y'all have to. So I'm letting it go. Let it fly. Don't call each other names. All right, that's our slate. So let's go. Oh, let's type in this Yankees game. So this game will be in the bottom if you're a premium member looking to prop bet. The very bottom. So Yankees against Gavin Williams. Leading off with our catcher. It is us. I was pulling prices from yesterday. Ignore that. But this is probably just a showdown game. I don't mind throwing together some props on this one though. Mother freaker. All right, Gavin Williams taking on Clark Schmidt. Yankees have a 4.5 run total. Guardians sitting at 4.1. Looks like wind blowing to right at 15. It might help your lefty, not to right, but cross field, left to right. But that could help your lefty pull hitters that go a little too straight. Gavin Williams so far this season, 1.32 whip, 5.25 expected ERA. The swing and strike looks like it should be giving us a few more strikeouts, but just a 21% strikeout rate so far. Yankees not offering Ben Rice here. Still a strong lineup, especially 1 through, I want to say 1 through 6. Jazzy's been kind of, Jazzy and Volpe are really the keys to the bottom of this order. So, And then Clark Schmidt, 8% K rate for him so far. We expect him to be a mid-20s K percentage guy. 9.6% swing and strike rate in his last outing. If this guy doesn't get strikeouts, then my whole life is a lie. We need him. We need him to be that guy to go out there and get some strikeouts. So hopefully those game log. Hopefully those strikeouts start coming. Was against the Royals, and the Royals are like a really tough team to generate swing and miss. So the Guardians usually better, but this lineup is not as strikeout prone as we've seen the Guardians put out, to be honest. Nolan Jones, Manzardo, Gabriel Arias, the only guys with high K rates. These other guys, even though they're like no namers, they don't offer a ton of strikeouts. I guess Bo Naylor will. All right, we'll go 4. Naylor will add to the half and half here, man. It's like half green, half red. But we do know Gavin Williams can have a problem with lefty power. We've seen that in the last 2 years. Paul Manzardo, J-Ram, tap into that for sure. And then Gavin Williams, issue with righties, and that could be an issue with Aaron Judge, who really doesn't need a good matchup to have a good day. But clearly Judgy would likely be at the top of the bond detector once I refresh that. Rodon Alvarez, Judge is actually 4th somehow, but in games that are actually on the slate, Alvarez is number 1. Not a ton of bond detector juice today. It's a lot of 3s. Usually 4 is like what we're looking for though. So, all right, so that's that random game if you are looking to research it. The batting average don't matter. I mean, so that's kind of like a statement amongst the nerds in these days baseball. I don't think we've ever seen a lower league-wide batting average versus ISO. Teams are building these guys to hit for power. I'm a little old school where I like a good old-fashioned get on base hit for average guy, but I understand what they're saying. Batting average and strikeout percentage is not as important or as much of a detriment as it was 20 years ago. Like, you'll take the guy that strikes out 1 and 4, 1 and 5 to or 1 and 3 to get 40 homers a year. What a Pojin Chinese restaurant. This is kind of, yeah. All right, let's get our main slate pitcher projections going. And then maybe we'll bust open. I'm gonna take out Gavin and Clark. What's up, Jim? What up, J. Cole? Yeah, I don't think you're alone there, Jim. I think the world is going after the Braves, including bettors, with the Braves run total being what it is. All right, premium subscribers, we have unlocked the stack rating and pitcher projection chart. The Mets are actually higher than Atlanta, which is kind of crazy, but it is kind of heavily leaning on the WRC plus column. And the Braves WRC plus is not to what the Mets are, is words. Matter of fact, the Mets have just or the Braves have just three guys with positive WRC pluses. So it is Eric Fetty. We say bad hitting beats bad pitching, but kind of a surprising return on the stack rating, where the team against Aaron Nola looks better as a full stack than the team against Eric Fetty, but clearly not like that's gonna get us off of them. Cincy had a 502, Philly had a 502. There's no other like park boost we need to hand out, right? I did give Miami half a point on a park boost just because the website lists the roof is open. Looking at Citi Field, looks like a little wind blowing to left center, but it's 50 degrees, so I'm gonna neutralize that, keep it where it's at. The Detroit game, wind blowing to crossfield right to left. Like, I do think that's a little boost for lefties that need a little help pulling, but I'm not gonna give them a boost for that. Braves game, 70 degrees, some humidity. No boost. I don't think I need to boost anything else weather-wise. Orkelson instead of Olsen. Ooh, I like that. Let's go pull up our DK and Fanduel projections for the subscribers. NA off. Let's take Mets and let's take Cleveland off. Also, I'm gonna take the pitchers out. Ellie De La Cruz, top of the projection chart. Then Juan Soto, Jordan, Ozuna, Tatis. Fanduel projections. Yes, a slate with no Max Muncies. Love it. Just love to see it. Same on that site. All right, any other tabs I need to open up? I think we're good. Double check on confirmed lineups. We got that. Padres. Oh, the Tigers lineup came out. Labor, McKinstry, Riley, batting third. Spencer batting cleanup. Old Keith. I want to write a. We'll look at this young guy a little bit. I want to write something that will start considering bullpens. Young is only available on Fanduel. So far, 239 batting average, 463 slug, 872 OPS. Speaking of batting average versus. Two homers. Not a lot of sample here. 58 at bats against righties, 1 homer, 15 walks, no SBs. Let's pull it back to last year. 25, 264. Nothing to see here, really. But he is now in your lineup for Fanduel if you want to get a 2K middle of the lineup special. Mets lineup was confirmed. Lindor, Soto, Alonso, Nimmo, Winker, Torrens, Beatty. Nope. I'm Tyrone. Get that. And our Braves lineup came out. Doogie, Riley, Ozuna, Olsen, Albies, Michael Harris, John Murphy, Kelnick, Nick Allen. Anything else? Nope. All right. Ellie and Tatis can get there. Yeah, Ellie, Tatis, Corbin Carroll. If you guys are betting fantasy points on, so those are the guys, man. Especially when they're on the road and you know you're getting all those ABs, man. I will load those guys up. Get those Sean Murphy in your home run parlay now. Please tell me he's like 800 or worse against Fetty. Honestly, I mean, you might only get 1.5, 2 looks at Fetty if things go the way everyone's expecting them to go. What the deal with Fetty? No velocity to speak of. Homers to lefties. Not so much to righties, but is this luck or is this not generating enough exit velo? I mean, a whole season, 0.72 last year. Homers. I mean, I guess it is leaning for the Olsons and the Doogies. I don't know. He's just like getting by, right? His advanced metrics are so much worse than his real results. Man, is there anything that we can put a little card together for here, or do I have to wait? What did I get for strikeouts? Swellenbach, Lodolo. I got Lodolo at almost 6. Do I get a deal on Lodolo strikeouts? A little bit. I got a push line for him. Meyer. I'm gonna get the normal K line for him, just 5.5 or 5. I mean, both those pitchers look like I'm leaning the over, and I can take double push lines. I might do that. Then Nola. Nola's at 6. Actually, for 5.5 a plus 115. Yeah, I'll probably do that. I'll probably put both of them in something. And I'm also might throw like Ellie's fantasy points or something on there if they give me 9. Yeah, I'll probably take a shot at that. 2 overs and fantasy points. The 5-man stack of Atlanta too much with one-offs of Atlanta and other lineups. No, I mean that's just DFS. Well, let me go look at ownership on Atlanta though. I'm certainly not anti the spot. I respect the Vegas odds. I'm starting to game theory a little bit. And is the failure rate higher than the ownership? On DK, we're getting the you-know-who's of Atlanta at like 15 to 20. Ellie De La Cruz is actually the highest owned player. And then it's Tatis. So I actually get two players that are not in that stack that are higher owned, which actually lines out, I think, with the projections. Ellie, Tatis is fifth. But Ellie's just been so good. But it does look like you're going to get Atlanta. Looks like the top end, the Rileys, Olsen, Ozuna, 17 to 19%. Everyone else is 12. So I guess it's not as like crazy as I thought it would be. But it is looking like the highest concentrated owned stack. So I don't think that's crazy. Yeah. Ellie makes sense though. Like you only get hit by a pitch and still second and third. But I'm kind of with you. I'm more Max Meyer. He was top of my in-game rankings. But we have seen Miami unravel in the later innings. All right, chat. If you got anything else, drop it in. Any hot takes, any questions, comments, concerns. Otherwise, we can get out of here. Little 90-minute stream. And then I'm pretty sure my boy, Terry's been on for about 20 minutes, so we all could just go over there, listen to him. Terry does a good job. I tend to focus on pitching. Terry goes really into the hitters. So if you guys want to check out another good channel, I put a link in chat. Click that, and he does a good job of like talking about the batters. I just look at the pitching matchup and go from there. But I appreciate you guys. I'll be back tomorrow afternoon for another one. Otherwise, hit me up in Discord. I'll see you guys later. Good luck. God bless. Go win some money.